Okay, sir. Don't forget.
Okay. So let's move on to the case number 2 that I cover. See, the case number 2 it's exactly the same as case number 1, except that they give a change here. Like they'll give a percentage change here. For example, they've given 45% here, 9% here. They'll give the data also. For example, they'll say 5400 to 7850. So one thing they're doing this, but they're also giving a change here. 45%, 9%, like it increased by 9%, by this much, 35%. They're also going to give the final figure, but they're going to give a change percentage. There are 4 graphs like that. I'll show all of you to them. But first, I'll cover the strategy that I follow in these. So basically, um, मेरा point ये होता है, I don't give the second year data here. I don't feel like giving the second year data here, so I avoid the data. And I just give कि कितने से increase हुआ. So I'll say in the first year it was 5400 and it increased by 45%. So I skip giving the second year data here because I think it's redundant. Usko dene ki zarurat nahi hai. We are already mentioning that here that it's increasing by 45%. So even if we don't give the data for 2003, it makes sense. For example, if you calculate 9% of 5000, it comes out to 450. So anyone can do the math and calculate this figure. So even if you don't give this figure, it's completely fine. So I end up just saying that this increased by 45, this increased by 35, and so on, rather than telling them that this is the data. So if you have any questions here, let me know. Otherwise, this is how I solve the type 2 question. And if you're clear, then I know. And otherwise, I hope you know how I do 2 years. There are 2 years. So when we do this top to down, we are going to use maximum. When we are going left to right, we are going to use increase and decrease. But when we are giving the data, instead of giving the data for the second year, we are going to write increase by 45%, increase by 35%, rather than writing increase to 7850, like that. So ye karna hai. This is the strategy here. If you have any doubts, please let me know. If you want me to write one, I'll quickly write one for this type so that you're clear. So I'll show
Sir,
you 4 questions and I'll write one. Yeah.
sir, we don't need to write in body paragraph
This
second one.
second year data. Yeah. We'll skip that. पर उसकी जगह हम यूसुफ ये जरूर लिखेंगे कि 45% से इंक्रीज हुआ, 35% से ये इंक्रीज हुआ इंडिया का. फर्स्ट ईयर का डेटा देंगे and then we'll say it increased by 35%.
Okay, sir.
Clear? But we are not giving it 2835 ho gaya because that is not necessary. Because already we are saying it's increased by 35%. So वो calculation से आ जाता है. तो वो देने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So there are 4 questions like this in your book. And I hope it's clear. For me, that is what I do here. Otherwise, it leads to too much data and it increases your length too much. So I would say avoid doing that. Just do it like what I've suggested. I'll show you all the 4 graph types that are there in the book like this. 158, 184, 188, and 205. Let's just quickly see them so that you have an idea. And if you still feel like if you want me to write one of them, I'll quickly write one of them so that you get an idea and you get the confidence. And you want to write one of them, you can practice writing one of them. Vanna, I don't think this deserves writing. Like I don't think you need to write it because we have already covered it. So why to write it? And if you don't remember पहले वाला कैसे करना है तो फिर problem आएगी. So do watch the first video so that you know what I'm doing in the rest of the part. Okay, just hold on so that I can show you the graphs. Okay, so the graph numbers are 158, which I already showed you, 184. Let's go there. Yeah, so ignore this part for now. Isko ignore maro. I'll teach you how to do this part later. Just look at this part. Exactly the same thing that I discussed with you before, right? So they're giving 2 years. We are going to give the data for the first year, and then we are going to give that it increased by 11%. We don't care. We are not going to give the data for the second year. That's what I mean here. So do you have any doubts that you want to ask? This is going to be a separate paragraph. So don't look at it that right now. Just look at this part. If you're clear with this part, what I meant by that, then it's okay. If you're not clear, you're confused, let me know, then we can discuss. Is it clear? Anyone, any doubts, you have to let me know.
Sir, can you tell again?
ठीक, दिस मीन हमने ना सेकेंड ईयर का डेटा नहीं देना. ठीक है.
Okay.
सेकेंड ईयर कौन सा है यहाँ पे? तो
Sir,
ये
2006.
2006. ठीक है, तो हमने 2005 का देना है और हमने क्या बोलना है, कितने से इंक्रीज हो गया?
Okay.
कितने से इंक्रीज हो गया?
Sir, 11.
Yeah, so we are going to mention that. We are not going to mention कि increase होके इतना हो गया. We are
Okay.
going to say it increased by 11%. We are not going to say it increased to 5900. हम 5900 नहीं देंगे क्योंकि वो देने की जरूरत नहीं है.
ठीक. Okay.
ठीक है, done. And we do it
Yes.
by the same strategy. Now, what was the strategy before we used? We divide the paragraph on the basis of increase and decrease. How many countries are there? 5. 5 में से 4 में increase हो रहा है. Can you see that? Increase, increase,
Increase.
increase, and increase. So you're going to write this country separately because it decreased. That is US. Other countries it increased. The carbon dioxide production increased. So you're going to write them together. Together का मतलब है साथ में लिखना है, मतलब ये अलग होना चाहिए. तो मतलब पहले वो 4 आनी चाहिए, चाहे वो 2 पैराग्राफ्स में, डजंट मैटर. दिस शुड कम एट द एंड और दिस शुड कम एट द बिगिनिंग. इट शुड बी सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द रेस्ट. That's the same strategy that we followed in the previous one. We were dividing on the basis of trends. We are going to still divide on the basis of trends, but we are not giving the data of the second year in the body paragraphs. That's what we are doing. If you give the data of the second year, it'll make it too lengthy. तो वो ज्यादा लेंथी हो जाएगा. So I'll say avoid it. Okay. Anyone has any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This 2005 and 2006 related to CO2 production.
Yeah.
Changes in CO2 production in the percentage. So we are not looking on the CO2 per person. That is different.
See, okay. So let me give an example. If you add 100, the next year you add 105, your marks increase by 105%, right? 100 to 105, your marks increase by 5%. So either you write 5% or you write 105. Both mean the same thing. So you don't need to give the second year data. Is it clear, Rennie?
Yes.
Second year data is not important. Is it clear? Why is it not important?
Yes.
It's the same thing, right? It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's just math. Okay.
Sir, ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਸਮਝਾਓ?
Okay. So for those of you who just joined now, I'll explain once more. See, this is the same graph that we did yesterday, but there's one addition. यहाँ पे ना एक percentage change दिया हुआ है. There are 4 graphs like this in tables. तो इसमें मेरी बस ये strategy होती है. I don't give the second year data. Instead, I write कि इतने से increase हुआ था. So I'm going to write in the first year, it was this much, it increased by 11% in the second year. I'm not going to give the second year data. Otherwise, it becomes too much data. तो इसके अंदर मैं सेकेंड ईयर का डेटा नहीं देता हूँ. ये कोई भी ग्राफ ऐसा आ जाए, मैं सेकेंड ईयर का डेटा स्किप कर देता हूँ. बस मैं ये लिखता हूँ कि इंक्रीज हो गया 11% से. यहाँ पे मैं लिखूंगा डिक्रीज हो गया 2% से. यहाँ पे मैं लिखूंगा इंक्रीज हो गया 0.6% से. Here I'll write it increased by 8%. Here I'll write it increased by 1.1%. I am not going to give the second year data. और इसको एक बार भूल जाओ because this we are going to learn right now. अभी हमने सीखना है कि ये इसकी क्या strategy है. Ignore this part. Just look at this part. This is what you're looking at from here to here. And I'm telling you what you're going to do is you're going to skip 2006 data. You're going to just say कि increased by 11%. I hope it is clear now.
ਉਹ ਪਰਸੈਂਟੇਜ ਨੂੰ ਨੰਬਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਸਾਲ 'ਚ.
हाँ, तो वो दोनों देने की जरूरत नहीं है ना. Exactly. Clear?
सर
Yes.
तो हम ये
Yeah.
सर हम ये लिख सकते हैं ना कि 2006 में 11% इंक्रीज हुआ.
या नेक्स्ट ईयर में, अगले एक साल में, या 2006 में, फ्रॉम 2005 टू 2006 जैसे मर्जी लिख ले. उसका ये मतलब है 2005 से लेके 2006 तक कितना इंक्रीज हो गया. क्लियर? उसका यही मतलब है व्हाट यू आर सेइंग कि 2006 तक कितना इंक्रीज हो गया. मतलब एक साल में, राइट? द डिफरेंस बिटवीन देम इज द नेक्स्ट ईयर. सो इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर इट इंक्रीज बाय ओवर द नेक्स्ट ईयर.
It increased in all nations except
USA.
US.
Yeah, that can be a part of your overall. You can write that in the overall also. So, anyways, is this clear? देखो कोई
Yes, sir.
difference नहीं है. It's the same strategy that I covered in yesterday's class. in Monday's class, except हमने ये data नहीं देना. अभी मैं एक और दिखाता हूँ, तुम बताना. Same strategy you're going to follow here. The next one is 188. देखो मेरे को ये था मैं सारे टाइप्स के करा दूं. तो चलो अब इसमें फ्यूचर है. फ्यूचर अभी मैंने करवाना है, उसको एक इग्नोर मारो कि फ्यूचर है. बट देखो यहाँ पे तुमने अब सेकेंड ईयर देना है, तुम दे सकते हो. क्यों दे सकते हो? क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो ग्रोथ रेट दिया है वो कैसे दिया है? कैन यू लुक एट द ग्रोथ रेट?
Yes, in percentage.
बट व्हाट डज इट से? इट्स
Annual.
एनुअल.
Annual.
अब यहाँ पे एनुअल नहीं है. यहाँ पे कितने साल हो गए? 35 years. कैन यू सी दैट?
Yes.
हाँ जी.
तो यहाँ पे हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि इतनी एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट होगी. सो बेसिकली हियर इफ यू गिव बोथ द डेटा, इट्स गुड टू गिव बोथ द डेटा हियर. तो मैंने एक एक्सेप्शनल केस ये भी ले लिया जिसके अंदर जब तुम्हें ये डेटा देना है, देखो यहाँ पे एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट है, यहाँ पे वो परसेंटेज ऑफ चेंज ही है. तो एक बार क्वेश्चन पढ़ लेना. अगर क्वेश्चन में जैसे यहाँ पे चेंज था तो यहाँ पे सेकेंड ईयर देने की जरूरत नहीं है. यहाँ पे भी चेंज है बट चेंज एवरी ईयर. पर हमें जो डेटा दिया वो नेक्स्ट ईयर का नहीं दिया है, वो दिया 2030 का. So here we'll mention the average annual growth rate also. It would be a good idea to mention it also. Is it clear? Yeah. So Nuria, here it's the average annual growth rate, but the data is given for 2030. So in this case, I would give the percentage change. Okay, let me show you one more graph that's similar, 205, and then you'll get an idea. Now you tell me here, I need to give the data or not. You tell me. All of you look at that graph. Okay. Do I need to give this? Yes or no? Is my question. Do I need to give 2015? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No. Is it clear, everyone? Why not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
No. It's not clear.
No, sir.
Okay. Shikha, are you good at math?
Sir, no.
No. अच्छा ठीक है. अच्छा तो ना वैसे ना if I want to show you, I'll have to do a little bit of math, but you don't need to do it, but I'll
Okay, sir.
listen to it. ठीक है. अच्छा
Okay.
410 का 50% कितना होता है? 400 का हाफ कितना होता है? 50% is half, right? 200.
200.
ठीक है. अगर हम 50% ऐड करेंगे तो 410 का 51% ऐड करेंगे तो वो कितना ही बनेगा? 620 ही बनेगा.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो
ठीक
बेसिकली
है.
हम क्या कर व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू इज वी आर गोइंग टू गिव 51% के वो इंक्रीज कितने से हो गया?
51% से.
I'm not going to give the data 620 because we don't need to do that. The examiner can do the math and find it out. Because if we give that data, if we give the second year data also, matlab it will increase our length too much. So we can avoid giving the 2015 data, and instead of that, we can just write it increased by 51%. We don't need to do this.
Okay, sir.
Because we are saying it increased by 51%, the examiner can do the math and find out this figure if he needs to. Right?
Okay.
So 2010 data.
2010
We have to
data okay. 2010 data is tricky. You can give it if the trend is changing. I normally won't give it when the trend is not changing. So for example, let's look here. Okay, this country, this subject, is it a continuous increase? Yes or no? Increase, then again?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What about this country? Is it a continuous increase?
Yes. Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
last
sir.
one also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here
Yes, sir.
we are not going to give the middle year data. Is it clear? Why not? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Because it's
Right.
continuously increasing, we don't
Same.
give the data.
Yes, sir. Considering increasing.
Okay. Then
ਸਰ ਜੇ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊਸ ਇੰਕਰੀਜ਼ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ.
yeah, fair we would. Good idea. For example, in this case, Spain, it first decreased, then increased. Here, I would say it's important that you give the data. Okay, so overall, so I would have written it like that. Overall, the number of students who studied Spanish increased by how much?
5%.
Overall, okay. So in the starting, how many students studied Spanish in 2005?
2010. Oh, sorry, 210.
210.
This decreased slightly to 200 in 2010, but then increased and reached 220. Overall, there was an increase of how much?
5%.
5%. You
5%.
can even give the third year data and give the data like that. Because here you're giving, you don't want to confuse the examiner. So you're telling him clearly, overall it's a 5% increase, but there were fluctuations in the middle. So you want to give that, you can give that. Okay, but in cases which it's directly, then you don't need to give the second year data. You can completely skip the second year data. Third year bhi dena zaruri nahi hai. Instead of giving the third year, you can also write an increase by 51%. That also makes sense. But second year bhi zaruri nahi hai. Second year, I'm definitely not writing here. Third, you can do both. You can give 51% and 620. You can do both. And you can skip 620 also. You can say it increased by 51%. That's it over the next 10 years. So that also makes sense. So my point is, whenever you get this percentage, this data becomes unnecessary. The middle data is always important if the trend is changing. If the trend is not changing, then the middle year is not important. I've done this in other graphs also, so I repeat the same thing. If the trends are changing, we will focus on the middle year. Otherwise, we'll not focus on the middle year. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jasmine, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I have a question from everyone. Okay. Will we write the middle year in history? Yes or no?
Sir, किथे?
History.
So sorry again.
History. Will we write the middle year? Don't. Okay, I want individual answers from everyone. I'll ask everyone individually. Okay. Tarun, what do you think? Will we write the middle year in history? Yes or no?
No, sir, yes.
Okay. Tarun says yes. Okay. Next, Rennie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it is decreasing, so we have to write.
Decreasing. No, the middle
Means,
middle year.
middle year, we have to write in the
Okay.
history.
Okay. Rennie also believes we have to write. Okay. Anyone thinks differently? Simona, Sapna, do we have to write the middle year in history?
Yes, sir. Because 2005 is increase and then other years decrease and totally 22%.
Okay. Okay. y-
Sir, but it is
yeah.
ਆਪਾਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਲਿਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ
Sir,
ਕਿ ਮਿਡਲ
but
ਏਅਰ ਚ
it is decreases or it is minus 22%.
ਸੇਮ ਰਿਹਾ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਏਅਰ ਤੱਕ
Just I'll explain what to do later, but just tell me whether we'll write the middle year, yes or not.
ਜੈਸ ਸਰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਹੀ ਪੈਣਾ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਇਆ ਉੱਥੇ
Change हुआ. Tarun thinks. Anyone thinks differently?
पर ट्रेंड कैसे चेंज हुआ
Trend-
अगर इसमें डिक्लाइन है तो 2015 में भी 70 है
Yes, sir.
Okay.
स्टेबल 70 स्टेबल लाइक डिक्लाइन है पर 2015 में भी डिक्लाइन है
Okay. Tell me the trend from 2005 to 2010. Just the trend.
डिक्लाइन
Decline. What's the trend from 2010 to 2015?
स्टेबल
decline. It would not
Are the trends same or different?
same.
Different.
यहाँ पे क्या ट्रेंड है? इन दोनों सालों के बीच में क्या ट्रेंड है? डिक्रीज. एंड इन दोनों सालों के बीच में क्या ट्रेंड है?
स्टेबल
Stable.
Are they same or different?
No, different.
डिफरेंट
Different है, sir. Different है.
Trends.
Different.
Shikha, we don't care about the data. We care about the
ट्रेंड्स
trends. The trends are changing.
ओके ओके सर
See, okay, देखो, I'll teach you something really important. Okay. Do I really care? Do I really care you scored how much bands? I'll tell you no, I don't care. What I really care is did you improve or not? Trends are more important. If you come to me and after 1 month you have no improvement, I'll be hurt. But if you come to me and after 1 month you are scoring more than what you scored when you came to me, I'll be happy. That's my point. So trends are always more important than the data. अब डेटा को ना इग्नोर मारना सीखो. नो वन केयर्स के कितने बच्चे कर रहे हैं 70. व्हाट पीपल केयर अबाउट इज कि वो डिक्रीज हो रहा है, वो स्टेबल रह रहा है. दैट इज मच मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. The data you'll forget when you go back home, you'll forget. But what will you remember? You'll remember that interest in history is going down. You can see that. 90 students, how many students right now? 70. And then it's remaining stable. So you're seeing that there's a trend here. That is more important. Start focusing on the trends. I explained that last time also. Trends and data are important, different thing, and we are focusing on the trends. Here the trend is the same. Let's see the trend here. What's the trend from here to here? Increase. What's the trend from
Increase.
here to here?
Increase.
Increase.
That is why I am not mentioning the middle year. Because the trend is the same. Why should I mention the middle year? I can say directly from here to here what happened.
Increase.
Yeah, I don't need to. Here I can't do that. Here I'll have to mention that first it decreased, then it remained stable.
Same.
Yeah, same or stable. Right. Here I'll have to mention first it decreased, then it increased. So see my diagram. My diagram is completely different. Here the diagram is a straight line going up. Here the diagram is a line coming down, then going up. Here the diagram is a line coming down and then remaining stable. Here the line is going up again, 90 to 100 to 120. Here also going up. So where the trends change, it's a good idea to write the middle year.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone has any doubts? Okay. One more thing that you did. All of you did. Okay. So I have a question from everyone. Okay. So first I'll ask this from Yusuf. Yusuf, 2015 may okay. 2020 no, I can't answer this. Wait. Okay, let me make one more year. 2020, and I'm giving the data. 215 is the data, and I'm giving the data for 2020. Clear? Everyone
Yes.
clear with the data for Spanish? Now I have a question. Okay, so let me ask this question. Yusuf, I'll start with you. Yusuf, what happened in 2015? Increase, decrease, or stable? What happened?
Decrease. Slightly decrease.
Slightly decrease. Okay. So same question from Rennie. Rennie, what happened in 2020 in case of Spanish? Increase, decrease, stable, what happened?
Is decrease.
Decrease. Okay. Sapna?
Sir, decrease.
Okay. Taran?
Decrease.
Okay. Dheeraj, are you here? Okay, he might be busy. He's at office. Jasmine, 2020
Sir, decrease.
decrease. Okay. Let's go next. Nija, 2020. What happened in Spanish? Decrease. Okay. Good. Nuria is not here. Olachi, if I'm pronouncing your name right, what happened? You can type if you want. Okay, Shikha, what happened?
The decrease.
Okay, Trupti, what happened?
Decrease.
Decrease. Okay, all of you are wrong. You cannot answer that. And I'll tell you why. Dekho. Now I'll teach you something really, really important that you don't listen to, but you should. Okay, now let's look at 2005. 2005 to 2020. क्या हुआ बताओ?
No, increase.
Increase.
2015 से लेके 2020 क्या हुआ?
Decrease.
Tell me.
Increase.
ओवरऑल देखिए ਤਾਂ ਇਨਕਰੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਜੇ 15 ਤੋਂ 20 ਤੱਕ 10 ਤੋਂ
हाँ,
15 ਤੋਂ 20 ਤੱਕ
2005 to 2020 is increase, right?
Increase.
Yes.
2015 to 2020 is, sorry, I wrote the wrong data.
2000.
215, okay, in 2020. So, 2015 से 2020, 2015 to 2020, it's a decrease. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But 2005 to 2020 is a
Increase.
Increase.
My point is when you write the data, when you write increase and decrease sentences, stop writing in 2020 it increased. Right? यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक ये increase हुआ. You get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Write both the years. Right. Okay. From 2000
Right.
to 2015 it increased. Otherwise it doesn't make sense. एक साल में ना तो कोई चीज increase हो सकती है ना तो वो decrease हो सकती है. In 1 year nothing happens. Things always happen over a period of time. Is it clear?
I'm a
Increase.
little bit confused, sir.
Okay, tell me how. Okay, I'll clear your confusion. Okay. You see, let's imagine we have 1 crore people today. Okay. And 5 years back it was 0.5 crore. Okay. So what happened in the last 5 years? What happened to the population? Did it increase?
Decrease.
Increase.
Decrease.
Increase 0.5 to 1.
Ah.
Increase, right?
Increase.
Yes.
Okay. Let's imagine, but 10 years back, the population of India was 2 crore. What happened in the last 10 years? Tell me.
Decrease.
Decrease.
Do you agree? 2 crore
Yes.
to 1 crore.
Yes, sir.
Did it decrease or no?
Yes, sir. Decrease.
Yes, decrease.
How do you keep saying कि इस साल में increase हुआ है कि decrease हुआ है? मुझे बताओ. How do you keep saying that? मुझे तो नहीं पता चलता. मुझे तो इस साल में सिर्फ एक ही बात दिखती है. क्या दिखता है कि इस साल में कितना है?
1 crore.
1 करोड़. मुझे तो मैं I cannot answer you कि 2020 में वो increase हुआ कि decrease हुआ. I cannot say that. मेरे मुंह से तो वो निकलता ही नहीं. I don't know. How do you calculate in a single year something happens? I can't calculate it. I know the population in 2024. I don't know whether it increased or decreased. You give me the data for 2023. I can tell you what happened in the last year then. कि last year में increase हुआ है कि decrease हुआ है ये देख के कि 2023 से 24 तक क्या हुआ है. So increase and decrease is not in a single year. Increase and decrease is always over a period of time. So what do I mean by that is what I want you to do. Now listen to that. ये important नहीं है. My point is a better sentence. What you write, a better sentence than writing that is. So you end up writing, it increased to, for example, you'll write it increased to 220 in 2015. I don't want you to write this sentence. Instead of that, I want you to write it increased to 2020. It increased to 2020 from 2010 to 2015. Give me a period. Don't tell me in which year it increased. Give me कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक increase हुआ है. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? कि इस साल से इस साल तक increase हुआ है. I don't care. You've given the first year before. So tell me, अगले 10 सालों में increase हुआ है. Let's imagine like, in the first year, let's say, in the first year, in 2005, the percentage was 200. Then tell me in the next 5 years, it increased to 2010, 210. I'm happy with that. In the next 5 years, it decreased. It decreased to, whatever you want to write. It's fine with that. In the next 10 years, write that. It gives me clarity. अगले 10 सालों में क्या हुआ है? Don't end up writing in 2005 it increased. See, it's not increasing in 2005. It's increasing between those 2 years. Don't write that. This is wrong. It doesn't increase in a single year. It increases over a period of time. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear? Anyone has a doubt here? देखो, if you're not clear, I can explain. और ना ज्यादातर देखो कई बार वो क्लियर भी हो जाता है जब 2 ही साल हो. तो if there are 2 years तो तुम लिख दो कि 2015 में इंक्रीज हुआ चल जाता है. When there are 3 years, it's a good idea to not write in 2015. You get the point? If
In
you
the next 3 years.
yeah, so कितने साल हैं देखें यहाँ पे 2005 to 15, how many years are there? So, do the math. How many years? 10. Right in the next 10 years. Don't look at the ये है ये नहीं देखना इनका difference देखना है. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone has a doubt here? अच्छा चलो मेरे को एक बात बताओ 2005 में क्या हो रहा है क्या इंक्रीज हो रहा है सपना you are told me 2005 में इंक्रीज हो रहा है is it increasing in 2005
Yes, sir.
कैसे
It is increase 2000. No. It is increase 2015.
कब से कब तक ये बता तो
Uh,
एक साल में मत बता इंक्रीज डिक्रीज एक साल में होता ही नहीं है फ्रॉम व्हेन टू व्हेन इट इंक्रीज्ड
yes, sir. 2005.
2005 से
From
2015.
2005 to 2015.
15.
2005 to 2015 it increased is it clear
Yeah.
okay
Yes, sir.
So I hope this percentage graph is clear to everyone. This is the second type of graph. There are 4 graphs of this category in your book. I hope you write one and get it clear. Like it should be clear. Here, what is not important is giving the last year data because that is already included in the percentage change. So that is how
So can you write?
second
Can
will always give, but in some cases we can give. When the trend is changing, we'll give. Nuria, if the second year is not, the trend is not changing, we'll not give. Simple.
Yeah, understand. Can you write one example?
Okay, I'll write this. Should I write this one really quickly? Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, चलो पहले तो ना मेरे को तुमने overall बताना है because I think your overall should be clear. We had a proper discussion last time about the overall. Okay, so let's see. Where is my book? Oh, the one I'm covering with you. Okay. So I'm taking this. Okay, I'll paste it here and we'll write. Chalo. So first of all, I told you last time, we compare from top to down when we're writing the overall left to right. Okay, so let's do compare top to down. First year, tell me maximum students. This is the where say I'll tell you the graph is about the number of students who studied different subjects. Is that clear? The number of students who studied information technology, Spanish, history, fashion studies, and business studies. First year, second year,
China.
right? Okay. So now for who maximum
Sir,
student? Yeah.
this is about the languages. It is written China, the USA, India.
China, USA.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Where did I paste? Okay, I messed up. Okay. Wait. Okay. Is it clear? So the graph is showing the number of students studying 5 different subjects. So from 2005, in 2005, in 2010, in 2015. Is that clear? Now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I always told you in the overall, we compare from top to down and we compare left to right. Let's do the top to down comparison. We'll do maximum because there are 5 subjects. We'll find out which subject, maximum students, which subject they're studying.
IT.
IT. First year. Okay, good. Second year
IT.
Also
Yeah.
IT.
and third year.
Also IT.
IT.
So we'll write in all the 3 years, maximum students studied which subject?
IT.
Done.
IT.
This is your first feature. Done. You have compared the subjects. The examiner is very happy. You have done the vertical comparison. Now let's compare the left to right comparison. What happened? You're given the data here. Let's just take the data from here. What happened here?
Increase.
Increase.
Then,
Increase.
Increase.
Yeah, increase.
Decline.
yeah.
Increase.
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 Okay.
Increase.
So the number of students enrolled in all the subjects, what happened? Increased?
Increase.
Except
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 history.
for history.
except history or barring history, or except, like that, what you made. So is the overall clear for everyone? 2 features. One is left to right, which we did. This is actually left to right that you did. I hope it's clear. You're finding
sir.
increase like this also.
Yes,
It
sir.
will be the same thing. Okay, so we'll end up doing that. Okay. So I'll write the overview for you. It is clear that the number of students, the maximum number of students studied IT in all the 3 years. Can someone tell me why am I writing the here? I'll be very happy if you tell me.
Because you want your specific
specific
about
3 years could
Specific years which I've mentioned where? In the introduction.
table. Yeah.
Clear? The
Introduction.
3 years that
Yes.
I've mentioned in the introduction. So I'm talking about if I don't write the examiner would take in which 3 years, in all 3 years. I don't know which 3 years. In all the 3 years means the 3 years that I've mentioned in the introduction. I hope it is clear. Introduction I've not mentioned, but I'm taking that you have written that in the Okay, then I'll write in addition, I'll say the number of students enrolled in all the subjects increase except, and all the subjects increased except history over the given tenure, over the given period. That's it. That's my overview. It's a 2-sentence overview, but it does compare. It compares vertical. It compares the subjects. It compares their performance over a period of time. It's a very well written overview. It does both the things. I hope it is clear, and I've covered that in the previous class. If you're confused here, you have to attend that again and learn so that we can move forward. Yeah.
Sir, this overview, is it enough?
It's enough 2 sentences. See, 1 sentence, 2nd sentence.
Okay, sir.
Vertical comparison, horizontal comparison. Okay? Okay. Then you come to in detail. That's how I start, and then I'll just give the data. So I'll give, first I'll talk about the increasing ones. I'll start with business studies. About 110 students, about 110 students were enrolled. Were enrolled in business studies. In which year?
2005.
Okay. 2005, and over the next 10 years. I'm not writing the middle year. I don't care about the middle year. Over the next 10 years, because I'm going from 2005 to 2015. So the difference is how many years? 10 years. The
10 years.
number nearly doubled, more than doubled. Now, what does 100% increase? 100% means, I'm saying that in English, more than double. 100% increase का मतलब क्या होता है? क्या हो जाना? Double हो जाना. Do you know that? If something increases 100%, that means it doubled. Can I say that it doubled? See, 110 to 220. Isn't it not doubling? 110
Yes,
to
sir.
220, it's doubling. So I'm going to write more than doubled. Now I've given the percentage here in the form of more than doubled to 225. And over the next year, the number more than doubled to 225, and done. You don't need to write in 2015. That has already come here in over the next 10 years. So I'm
Sir,
the first one. Yeah.
sir, we can write that over the next 10 years, it increase 105%.
Yeah. Over the next year, the number increased by 105%. You could have also written that. That's it. And if
We
you
can,
want to give 225, you can give that also. It's optional, but it is not needed. Is that clear? It's a small graph
Okay.
here, Yusuf. So if we mention the 2015, it's okay. But we don't need to mention. It should be clear that it's optional. Nahi bhi likhoge, you're not losing out anything here. If you want to write, you can. Right? Ye graph chota hai. Even if you write, see, you're done with business studies. How many lines you have used till now? How many sentences? 1. Look at the previous graph. Do you think you'll be able to do that? You'll not be able to do that because
yes.
बहुत कुछ है. So यहाँ पे कम data है, यहाँ पे हो रहा है. It doesn't happen here, right? There are 2 graphs like this. It won't work out here. You have to skip this data here. So understand that. In some cases, it's optional. So even if you feel like it's short, I can write it. You can write it. It's your wish.
Sir,
Okay.
I have a question now.
Yeah.
If we will write the 2015 data, then we don't need to write percentage.
It's not percentage. Yeah, we don't need to write percentage also. But the problem is then you cannot compare. See, percentage किस तरह help करती है देख. Okay, 620 हुआ, 225 हुआ. Can you compare कौन ज़्यादा increase हुआ? Can you compare, Yusuf? See, IT कितना पहुंच गया increase होके?
620,
Business studies increase होके कितना पहुंच गया?
225,
225.
अच्छा, this is how much increase?
105,
ये कितना increase है?
51.
50.
अब ये लिखना हमें क्या कंपेयर करने में हेल्प करता है कि कौन ज्यादा इंक्रीज हुआ. ये नंबर हमें बताता नहीं है ना कौन ज्यादा इंक्रीज हुआ. डू यू गेट द
Yeah.
पॉइंट? ठीक है.
Yes.
जैसे तो इसलिए ये वाला नंबर मैं जरूर लिखता हूँ बिकॉज ये मेरे को कंपैरिजन आइडिया देता है कि कहाँ पे कितना इंक्रीज हुआ. ठीक है. सो So for example, देख अब ये सबसे ज्यादा है. Next number 2 पे कौन increase हुआ? Tell me. The number 2 increase was seen in which subject? The second highest increase was seen in which subject?
Spanish.
No.
Info, IT,
IT.
IGA. Second one.
Okay. This is
Persian.
first increase. Second is which one?
Yes. 51.
IT.
Yes. IT.
51. IT, right? So similar.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll write. See, I'll write. The next highest increase in enrollment was seen in IT, where the number rose by 51%. And you can give the data in the bracket, just for clarity, from 410 to 620. So
Now I understood.
over the 10 years, or from 2005 to 2000, you can write it, because over the 10 years I've written there, so I'll not repeat it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, then you come to
Yes.
fashion studies, and then you give in fashion studies. The enrollment, enrollment was around 90 students in 2005, which rose by 33% and reached, if you don't want to give the third year data, it's fine, 120 in 2015. So these three I mentioned together because they're continuously increasing. Now Spanish will come next because it didn't continuously increased. I'm going to give it different. And then finally, I'm going to talk about history. These three were mentioned together because they were directly increasing. I did not care about the middle year at all here. So that is why I wrote it like that. Now I'll do one more for you where I cover the middle year. Otherwise, we are done with this graph. And I hope you understand it. Okay. So with regard to Spanish, I can start with regard to Spanish. The number first decreased. The number of students first decreased from 210 to 200. What will I write here? Between which year and which year? Between
2000.
2005 till 2010.
2015.
Not 15.
10.
Decreased.
2010. 5 to 2010.
2005 and 10. But then increased, but then grew, then went up to 220 in 2015. Overall, there was a 5% increase in the 10-year period. Just to give that clarity also. Is that clear? Overall, how much increase was there? 5% increase. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, with regards to Spanish. Okay. And finally, you can talk about history was the only subject, or by contrast, or finally, on the other hand, whatever you want to write. You can write on the other hand, you can write by contrast, you can write finally, everything is working here. Finally, history was the only subject where enrollment went down with time. Okay. It stood at 90 students, in 2005. It decreased, but then decreased to, and then decreased to 70 in 2010. However, it remained stable afterwards. Okay. And on the whole, a decrease. There was a decrease of, or the enrollment decreased by 22%. See, when you're giving 3 years, right, it's always confusing. So give the data as well. Give both the data. So see, now I've written, see the length. It's already 178 words. I don't think we can write further anymore. So, but it's fine. It's not that much of a length. And if you want to avoid this part, you can. So some parts you can avoid to make it shorter. So otherwise, I think it should be clear. If anyone has any doubts, please let me know. I would have written this like this. Can we go forward?
Yes, sir. So if on the table mention the total number of, patient study or business study, how we can mention in our text, in our written.
Sorry, can you repeat? How we can
I
mention?
said that we can mention whenever we write. If we have total amount of students in the table, how we can write, how we can mention it in the text. I don't know.
If you have to mention the number of students.
The total number of students.
Total where? Total for all the subjects together?
It doesn't have difference, or maybe the total number of
Total
students.
number in the first year. For example, you can add it up to 410, 220, you can 620, 90, 710, 710, 90, 800, 800, 910. So the total number of students in 2005 was 910. So you can say the total number of students.
Okay, we can mention separately.
Just one sentence was 910. Okay, out of this. So out of this 910, 102 students were enrolled in business studies in 2005. And over the next years, the number increased. And then you can give the finally, the total number of increase had increased to this much. So we can give it like that. So we can have one sentence for the total at the beginning of the paragraph or at the end of the paragraph. Clear?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Like you are taking this case, right? This one, you have a total.
Yes, yes.
So here I can mention it in the beginning. The total number of students in Canada, total number of foreign students in Canada was around 60,000 in 2002-2003, which increased by 17% and reached 70,000 in 2003-04. So you have given everything. Total, you mention all the three things because total is really important. So one sentence, give it. Okay, then you come to that. Out of the 60,000 students in 2002-2003, 5,400 students were Chinese, 5,000 students were Americans, and 2,100 students were Indians. The number of Chinese and Indian students increased by 45% and 35% respectively, while the number of American students increased by only 9% over the given 1 year. That's it. So I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes. Anyone has a doubt here? I was really quick, but I hope it's clear that I was able to clarify what I did there. Okay. Sorry. You have doubts? Can I move forward? Or if you have doubts, you have to ask. Agar nahi clear, you ask me. I'll explain. I don't mind. Can I move to the next one then? Next category?
Yes.
Okay. So let's come to the next category then. Next is future. Okay, so future, there are very few future graphs in your table, but you need to be prepared for the future language. Now, can someone make this sentence for me? If 5% I increase okay, it 12%. Can someone say this in the right IELTS vocabulary? I just want you to make a sentence 5% to 12%. Can someone make it, which will work in IELTS? Anyone can make it. It's a simple sentence. I just want to see whether you're able to make it or not. So what's the
more than doubled.
Yeah, just simple. Just give me simple. First, give me simple. It's not more than doubling, it's future. You have to say in the future tense. I want to check the future tense. Dheeraj.
It will be increased around
Okay,
12%
give me the data for the first year. In Africa, how much was the percentage? Okay, so first let's give the data for the first year. So what is the data about population? So in 2000, the old age population. Now I want you to mention, anyone can make this sentence that it is मतलब कितना बन जाएगा ये 12%. I want this in English here. Can someone make that sentence? Simple sentence, I want that. I just want to check whether you know this arts logic, yes or no. So can someone make this sentence?
It will be increase in 12% in 2050.
Is this right? It will increase to
12%.
okay. Taran, is that right or no? Just answer yes or no. Or answer नहीं चाहिए. Right or no?
Sir,
No, sir.
This
It,
this is correct or no? That's it. Just answer whether this language is correct or not correct.
no,
sir
sir.
ਕੀ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕੀ ਆ?
ये language correct है कि नहीं है?
No, sir.
No. Yusuf saying no. Nuria, no. Okay.
Yes.
Shikha, what
Sir, because of the year, I said no. It is 2005.
no. Okay, let's make it 2050. Sorry. Okay, and I'll also make it over the next 50. I'll
Sir,
follow I'll not.
graphic future ਦਾ
For the next 50.
Now is it fine, Yusuf?
Yes.
Okay. So others now. Nuria, is it correct?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. What about anyone thinks this is wrong? Except Nuria. Nuria thinks it's wrong slightly. She has some logic in her mind. We'll ask her later. Anyone thinks this is wrong or no? Everyone thinks this is correct. There's so many of you. Trupti, what do you think? Correct or no?
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ prediction ਕੀਤੀ ਆ
Just answer yes or no. Logic baat mein Taran.
ਹੋਇਆ ਤਾਂ decrease ਆ ਪਰ in the sense prediction ਹੈ ਇਹ
Okay, so what he's saying is right. See, it will increase means it will surely increase. It is not going to be surely increasing. It's a prediction. So we cannot use this language in IELTS. Whenever we face future tense, we don't write it like that it will increase. The way we write is, it is predicted to increase. So it is predicted to increase to 12%. Okay, so is it clear what I wanted to say here? So that's the language I want you to be using in the future tense. You can even say, if you want a slight difference, you can say over the next 50 years, the population is expected to increase. The population is predicted to increase to 12%. Sorry, they are both the same sentences. It is predicted to increase to 12%. Sorry, okay. It is predicted that the population will increase to 10%. So there
Sir,
are
we will not use might in this. It is predicted that the
we
population.
use it might, like it's a might represents we are not sure, but it's not that we are not sure. It's not that we are sure. We are making a prediction. We don't want to say it's tukka hai, so India might win the match. Then you're not making any prediction. You're saying 50-50 hai. Chalo. But 50-50 nahi hai. You're making a prediction. You're telling me this will happen like this, but you're making that prediction. Let me say that it's a prediction. Let me not say it will definitely happen, because if I write will happen, then I'll say it definitely will happen. It might happen. That means you're not sure. So neither I want to say you're not sure, neither I want to say you're very sure. I want to say that's a prediction. So let me tell the examiner it's a prediction. So that's what I'm doing here. So there are two varieties of this sentence. You can say it is predicted that the population will increase, or you can say the population is predicted to increase. That's the two. In one case, you have a will in the sentence. In the other case, you don't have a will in the sentence. I'll share this file with you. If you have any troubles with the sentence formation, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll discuss this right now also. But that's it. There's nothing complicated here. Okay. That's all. And predicted, you have other words. Can someone tell me the other words we can use to show that it's not a surety?
projected,
Presumably,
forecasted,
Yeah, estimated,
estimated,
forecast.
presumably.
Cast.
Yeah, it is not assumed. We don't use. We used as predicted, estimated. So what's the other?
forecasted,
Forecast.
projected,
Estimate.
Yeah, I wrote estimated, predicted, forecast. Forecast is not a word, so I've written just forecast. Forecast is not a word.
Sir, guess भी use कर सकते हैं guess.
नहीं, guess is so informal. वो तुक्का नहीं मार रहे ना, हम
Okay.
prediction कर रहे हैं, right? You're using math to do the prediction. We're going to sound a bit more formal. Guess is very informal, so we'll not use that word. It is
Okay.
predicted, estimated, forecast, projected. There's one more word that I use.
Not told
Expectation.
expected.
Yeah, expected. So these are the words.
So we will not use for will for the future.
We will use will if we want, but we'll say it is predicted that the population will increase. We'll not directly say the population will increase. We'll say
Okay.
we are predicting that the population will increase. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So it is predicted means somebody is predicting. Third form, passive form, it is predicted because we don't know who's predicting. We don't have the subject. So we have to write it in passive form. So this is, it is predicted as in passive form that somebody is predicting. ये predict करा गया है कि population increase होगी. If I say this in Hindi, the sentence becomes ये predict करा गया है population increase होके 12% पहुंच जाएगी. ठीक है, पॉपुलेशन प्रिडिक्ट करी गई है कि इंक्रीज होकर 12% पहुंच जाएगी. कौन कर रहा है हमें पता नहीं है. दैट्स व्हाई बोथ द सेंटेंसेस आर इन पैसिव फॉर्म एंड यू हैव नो अदर ऑप्शन. यू हैव टू मेक them in passive form. So that's the only thing that you need to be aware of in this graph. You have to write it in passive form. That you have to follow these predicted, estimated, forecast, projected. Otherwise, the graph is exactly the same. It's about increase and decrease. There is no difference. You do the same strategy. The increase ones in one paragraph, the decrease ones in another paragraph. Overall, also the same. But instead of writing, see, you give the maximum for 2010 in past. Okay, let's do the maximum here. Can someone tell me let's do the top-down comparison here. Okay, so top to down. This mean because yesterday you had a problem, I want to ask you. What's the word we'll use when we compare? Others, please don't speak. I want to check her. Okay, top to down. क्या word आएगा when we compare? Just mean?
Yes, sir.
क्या word आएगा top to down? Comparison करने में?
Sir, maximum.
Very good. क्यों?
Sir, because countries ही है ना sir.
कितनी countries हैं?
Sir, 1, 2, 3.
बस
7 countries है sir.
7 मैटर नहीं करती. क्या मैटर करता है कितने से ज्यादा है?
किससे ज्यादा है?
2 से ज्यादा है.
2 से ज्यादा है सर.
2 में क्या वर्ड आता?
सर 2 से ज्यादा होता तो सर इंक्रीज आता.
नो नो नो.
नो सर मैक्सिमम आता. मैक्सिमम सॉरी.
और 2 में क्या वर्ड आता है?
मोर देन 2.
More than 2 नहीं, more. That's it, more.
मोर यस मोर.
Okay. And left to right में क्या word आएगा?
सर लेफ्ट टू राइट में सर वो आएगा ईयर्स.
Yeah, so क्या word आएगा? Yes.
सर लेफ्ट राइट में इंक्रीज.
Good. Increase and decrease. Yes. When we
यस
compare
सर इंक्रीज
left to
एंड
right.
डिक्रीज.
Okay. So compare top to down. Which one is the maximum? Tell me.
मैक्सिमम सर.
Top to down में
सर
maximum.
मैक्सिमम इज 22.
हाँ तो कौन है? 22 वाला कौन है?
सर यूरोप.
Okay. So first year it's Europe. Tell me now the second year.
सेकंड ईयर सर यूरोप है 31%.
Okay, Europe. The percentage doesn't matter. We are not writing the percentage in overall. We are just writing Europe. ठीक है. Now let's do
Okay.
left to right. What happened in Africa? Left to right, do the comparison. Tell me.
Sir, increase.
Very good. North America,
Sir, increase.
Europe,
Increase.
Asia,
Increase.
Latin America,
Increase.
Oceania.
Increase.
Very good. Done.
And whole world will also increase.
वो matter नहीं करता, वो we will not
Mhm.
write. Okay? So now I want everyone, I think it will be fine for you writing the overall. It is clear that the old age population is predicted to increase where in all the
In all the reasons.
regions. ठीक है? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
जस्मीन कैसे पता regions लिखना था यहाँ पे?
सर लिखते हैं सर ना, क्योंकि सर उसमें वो कंट्रीज दी हुई ना, सो दैट्स व्हाई। तो ऑल द रीजंस।
कहाँ लिखा हुआ है? रीजन लिखा हुआ है कहीं?
नहीं रीजन, हाँ सर लिखा हुआ ऊपर सर ये।
हाँ तो बस वहां से देख के करना है कॉपी पेस्ट।
हाँ जी, यस सर।
कंट्रीज नहीं है ना, कंट्रीज होती मैं कंट्रीज लिखता। कंट्रीज
ओके
लिखे
ओके,
होना
यस सर,
चाहिए।
रीजंस।
Okay,
रीजंस।
okay. So in addition, now this is the tricky part, and I think you'll make a mistake here. So can someone tell me the maximum sentence? Yusuf, can you make it?
The maximum population was in Europe.
मैक्सिमम
The
पॉपुलेशन,
maximum number of old age.
नंबर ऑफ ओल्ड एज पॉपुलेशन।
Let Yusuf make. Okay, so maximum old age
Okay.
population was in Europe. Okay. Next, Yusuf, is that correct?
And it is
Let him.
expected
Taran,
to
wait. Let him. Okay. Go.
The
Oh, you know, Taran, मेरे को पता है तेरे को आता है, इसलिए तेरे से नहीं करवा रहा हूँ। ठीक है, तेरे को मैंने करवाया हुआ अच्छे से। ओके, चल यहाँ यूसुफ।
the maximum old age population was in Europe. Mm,
Is it enough? Can I write in both the years? Is it right?
yes, in both the years.
Okay. Okay, now let me ask others. Okay, is it right? Rennie? Is
No, sir. No, sir.
No. Nuria says no. What about others? What do others say? Is this right or not?
No, sir, it is incorrect.
Okay. What about others? Give me an answer. Jasmine, is it right or wrong?
सर रॉन्ग।
Why?
नहीं सर, पर
Let her answer. Taran, reason नहीं देना ना, फिर सबको सोचने का काम भी करने देना. Okay.
सर
Jasmine, is it wrong?
बोथ इन द सर बोथ द इयर्स तो है ही नहीं ना सर, रीजन वो तो रीजंस दिए हुए हैं ना सर। बोथ इयर्स 2000, जैसे 2 इयर्स दिए हुए हैं, तो
2 ही साल
Yes.
हो गए ना फिर वो।
2 साल दिए हैं। यस सर।
हाँ तो फिर
Yes.
both the years।
Yes, sir.
सर ये
In
तो बोथ द इयर्स इज राइट ना सर।
तो फिर तू राइट बोलना, तू रॉन्ग क्यों, फिर तू गलत क्यों कह
हाँ
रही
सर राइट है सर, राइट है।
Okay, what about others now? Okay.
Because, sir, 200,
No.
2050 is future.
Wait. No, Nuria, I know you know the reason, but let others think. Okay. Trupti,
Okay.
think it is correct or no? Nija, Trupti, what do you think? Rennie?
In both the years means 2050 is a prediction. So that it is,
Very good. Okay, now, okay, you gave me the reason. Okay. So Nuria also was going to say the same reason. Taran also was going to say the same reason, right? Dheeraj, what was your reason? Why is it wrong?
Sir, I thought the trend was increasing. So
No.
over the given period of time, I was
यस सर,
I was
ओवर द
going to
गिवन
write.
पीरियड बोलने वाले।
जस्मीन वो गलत है, तू ना उसको
हाँ।
फिर गलत को गलत बढ़ा रही है, तू देख, तो कॉपी करके बोल देती है वो गलत बोल रहा है अभी।
हम पहले ओवर द गिवन पीरियड ही
ओवर द
बोल,
गिवन पीरियड तो बोलना ही नहीं है मैक्सिमम
नहीं
में,
बोलना।
नहीं बोलना होता मैक्सिमम में, मैं कभी नहीं
Yes.
लिखता ओवर द गिवन पीरियड मैक्सिमम में। ठीक
यस
है, ओके, उसको अभी साइड पे रख, ओवर द गिवन पीरियड की बात नहीं है। ये कौन सा ईयर है? दिस इज विच ईयर?
2000
2000 is
past
which year?
the
Past. This is
पास्ट
which year?
ओके सर,
This
यस
is
सर,
which year?
prediction of future।
Future. Which is the tense written here?
ये तो
past
पास्ट।
जब
Past
past
2000 के लिए तो past will work. Okay. Past will work for 2000, but it will not work for.
यस 2050।
So that is why it is wrong.
यस
एक
सर।
तो ना, अब तो गलत को कॉपी करके बोलने लग जाती है ओवर द गिवन पीरियड, वो नहीं है लॉजिक ना, तो अपना लॉजिक You said पहले कि ठीक है, तो change मत करा करना, तो सोचेगी नहीं तब तक, you will not think and correct it. So I hope it is clear for everyone. ये गलत है because in the first year we have to write in the past tense. Yusuf, for the second year we have to write in the future tense, in the
future time.
present tense.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll write in 2000 here, and it is expected to
It
have,
will.
yeah, and the population is expected to be the maximum in Europe in 2050 as well. And the population is expected to be the maximum in Europe in 2050 as well. Now it's clear, and it wants me to put a comma here because it wants me to pause here. That is what the sentence would come. Now, is it clear, Yusuf, for you? Why
Yeah.
this was wrong? This has to be in the past, and this part is in the future. That is why we cannot use the same sentence that we use in the other graphs. Past, past.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Dheeraj, is it clear for you?
Yes.
Increase वाला तो हम कर चुके हैं, धीरज, ये देख. It is clear that the old age population is predicted to increase in all the regions. That was covered over the given period. Yes, we can write that there. That one we can write, but we are not talking about that sentence. We're talking about the second sentence here. In maximum, I don't write period. There are 2 years. I don't know what happened in the middle. So I don't like writing over the given period when I'm writing the maximum. देखो, मेरे को maximum सिर्फ 2 सालों का पता है. कब का पता है?
2000,
2000 का और
और
सर
किसका पता है?
2050 का
मुझे बीच
250,
का पता है कि नहीं पता है?
नहीं पता.
कोई और हो सकता है 2010 में मैक्सिमम, धीरज?
नो, पता नहीं है वो.
नहीं पता ना, हो सकता है ना कोई और.
हाँ,
जैसे हो सकता है.
हाँ, तो फिर यहाँ पे मैं कभी मैक्सिमम में क्या नहीं लिखता हूँ?
इंक्रीज डिक्रीज.
No, don't
Other
write.
over the given
हाँ,
period.
yes.
I don't write over the given period because I don't know कि कौन maximum था period में. I know कि वो increase हुआ था कि decrease हुआ था. See, you can tell me what happened here. Increase, right? Over this 50-year period it increased. बीच में चाहे जो मर्जी होता हो, पर overall तो क्या हुआ है?
Increase.
ठीक है, पर maximum वाले में you are not sure it was the maximum for the whole period or is it maximum just for these 2 years. So you are not going to use the word over the given period when you're making the maximum sentence. Never. Except in line graph you can do. Line graph is a separate scenario. वो बाद में बात करेंगे. उधर भी नहीं मैं use करता वैसे तो. Okay. So this is how I write. अब बताओ, if you have a doubt, please ask me what I covered right now.
ਸਰ ਲਾਈਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ.
लाइन में मैं थ्रू आउट वगैरह मेंशन करता हूँ. देख तरन, याद आया तेरे को, फ्रॉम दिस पीरियड टू दिस पीरियड, या यहाँ से यहाँ तक वो यूज करता हूँ. अगर सारे समय के लिए हो तो फिर क्या यूज करता हूँ तरन? थ्रू आउट द गिवन पीरियड. तो वहां पे भी नहीं यूज करता, कहीं भी नहीं यूज करता मैक्सिमम में. ठीक है, तो
ਹਾਂਜੀ
तो, तो,
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ये,
सर आ
तो मेरे लिए एक सिंपल, फॉर मी इट इज अ सिंपल लॉजिक टू टेल maximum sentence does not contain over the given period. Over the given period is in which sentence? Which sentence?
Yes.
Increase.
Increase.
Increase,
ਆਉਂਦਾ ਆ.
decrease. Increase, decrease, I use over the given period. I am not using over the given period in the maximum sentence. Is it clear?
We will just mention the year. That's
Yeah,
it, right,
yes.
sir?
Let's see here. I would have mentioned what in all the three?
The 3 years.
In all the 3 years. I would not have mentioned over the period. Why would I have not mentioned over the given period? Because I don't know who was the maximum in the middle. See, you know maximum कौन था 2005 में, कौन था maximum?
IT.
Do you know who was the maximum? Which subject was the maximum in 2006, Shikha?
No, sir.
No.
No, but you are writing over the given period. So that
Right.
doesn't make sense to me because you don't know. Why would I write that? I will just write in all the 3 years. अच्छा,
Okay.
increase तो हुआ है ना. देखो over the given period, देखो 410 था, अभी कितना है? 620. अब ये पीरियड में क्या हुआ है? ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो क्या हुआ है? इंक्रीज
Increase.
हुआ. नाउ यू आर श्योर
Increase.
ओवर दिस 10-year पीरियड इट इज इंक्रीजिंग. चाहे बीच में जो
Okay.
मर्जी होता हो, तुम्हें क्या फर्क पड़ता है? इंक्रीज.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Understood, sir.
Understood. So in
Anji.
increase and decrease, we write over the given period. In maximum, stop writing over the given period. Write years. कब maximum था. Okay.
Okay.
I hope this is clear for everyone now. Okay. So ये वाला logic था. So I hope it is clear for everyone that you have to use the future tense here. Now I have a question here. Let's imagine Asia was the maximum in second year. Can you make the change here? अब मेरा question सुन लिया सबने. Second में 2050 में Asia था. I'll give everyone the opportunity. I want this sentence. Can you modify this sentence for me? I want to just say कि 2050 Europe was not the maximum. Which country had the maximum? Asia. Which region? Asia. Can someone make this and make changes to this sentence now?
फिर मैं बखरा लिख देना 2050 का
इसी sentence में changes करने. It's easy. Do the changes. Very small changes.
Sir, sentence second वाला.
This sentence.
Okay.
First.
Whereas करके sir.
Yeah. Instead of and, you're going to put what?
Whereas.
That's it. और कुछ भी नहीं करना. और यहाँ पे क्या लिख देना?
Asia.
बस. If it's not the same, why would I write and? I would write whereas. पहले साल में कोई और था. Second year में जब के second year में एशिया था. Expected है एशिया में होगा future में. Right? Like I want to say, आज दुनिया की सबसे powerful country is US. But I expect India will be the most powerful in the future. So I'll write but. I'll not write and. If I wanted to say today, the most powerful country is the US. And in the future also the most powerful country will be the US. I'll write and. So like that. And you know, that so and when there's a similarity, while when there's a difference. Such a small thing. Is it clear?
Whereas and while is same.
Whereas and while are
Meaning?
exactly the same. While has multiple meanings. Whereas has only one meaning. So while has three meanings, four meanings. Out of one of those meaning is whereas. But while has other meanings as well. For example, one of the meaning of while is during. Whereas does not mean during. So while is a bigger word. It has multiple meanings. One of the while meaning is whereas. You can use them. But in some at some places you can replace whereas with while, but you cannot replace while with whereas everywhere. In some cases you cannot. For example, I fell while playing. Now you can't put whereas here. I fell whereas playing. This doesn't make sense. Because here the meaning of while is during.
During.
So here you cannot put whereas. You can, but you can replace the whereas with while. Anywhere. I fell wherever you're using whereas. So if you're using whereas here, you can put a while here. Clear?
So in this graphs, we can use connectors like furthermore, in addition.
Yeah,
What
I agree.
else? Furthermore, in addition.
Yeah, we use it
And
here. In addition, furthermore, besides that, apart from this.
besides that, apart from this, okay, sir.
Okay, so this is the future tense. I want you to write one graph in the future tense. Please revise the future tense so that you don't get it wrong. It's not a complicated thing. It's an easy thing. So learn what I'm teaching here, both the sentences, so that grammatically you're correct. So let's learn the grammatical correction. Let's not get it grammatically wrong. And I'll end the class here with the future tense. I'll just teach that part for 5 minutes so that you're clear there. So learn that and nothing. Whenever you have a future graph, you are going to, the past maximum has to come differently. The future maximum has to come differently. Why? Because the tenses are different. You cannot say maximum in one sentence. You have to say this was maximum in 2000, while this is expected to be maximum in 2050. So let's take a graph and let's address it from that point of view, and then I'll give you one for homework and you can practice it. Let me just see which graphs are future. 169, 175. Okay, let's go to 175.
रीडिंग की क्लास लगनी है
Now I'll skip reading today. We are already very late.
हाँ जी
I'll do reading tomorrow because I have to just cover the doubts. I'll cover both the
Okay.
readings doubts tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It's already very lengthy, so I think you'll not attend or sleep in the class if I continue. Okay, let's
Okay.
do
Okay, sir.
175.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. Chalo. Now, this is a simple graph. I'll teach you using this. Okay. So for 1990 and 2010, which tense will you use?
Past.
Yes.
And for 2030?
Future.
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 Okay. So how would you write? Tell me the maximum in the first. So this is the length of high-speed tram track. So which country had the highest length in the first year?
Japan had the
Japan.
Japan had the highest in 1990. While in 2010, which country had the highest?
China.
China.
And it is expected that China will have the maximum in which year?
2030.
2030.
And it is expected that China will have the maximum in 2030 as well. So I hope it is clear.
Yeah.
So here I'll put a whereas in between these. Why would I put a whereas here when I'm comparing these in this? Because they're different. Here the answer is what? Japan, right? First year.
Yes, sir.
Here the answer is what?
China.
And here the answer is what?
China.
इन दोनों के बीच में मैं फिर क्या डालूंगा? And. So I hope it is clear. एक बार if I'll show you by writing what I mean. If somebody is confused here, I'll quickly write it. So it can be seen that Japan had the maximum length of high-speed tram track in 1990. This is first year. Now I'm comparing with second year. I'm going to use the word while or whereas. Why am I using that? I hope it is clear because they're different. If they were the same, I would have used and. While in 2010, China had the maximum length. And now and because in 2030, it's China again. So I'm using not while, but and. And it is expected that China will have the maximum length in 2030 as well. Is it clear or anyone has a doubt here? Please ask.
No, it is clear, but I would just want to ask one thing that we can repeat the word maximum, right?
Yeah, you can repeat. It's not the you can if you have synonyms, so you have like highest length if you want to use, but there's no need. It will not make a
Okay.
very big difference.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Sir,
yeah,
sir, China will or China would.
both have the same meaning. You can use both interchangeably here.
Okay.
Okay. No problems. Both can be. Okay.
सर
Yeah.
जैसे आप प्रीवियस में जैसे मतलब जो फ्यूचर के लिए जो है फोरकास्ट या प्रिडिक्टेड जैसे यूज किए थे
Yeah.
यहाँ पे भी सेम चीज यूज
Yeah.
कर
Yeah.
रहे हैं ना?
Any of the words.
Yes,
Predicted,
yes.
estimated, any of the words.
Okay.
So I've covered four so that you don't repeat them. You have other varieties when you reach. Okay. So now tell me, China में क्या expected है? क्या होगा? Now look at from 1990 to 2030. What's the expectation? Tell me.
Increase.
Japan, France,
Increase.
Increase.
Japan.
Increase.
That's the second sentence. It's an easy sentence. In addition, the tram track length is expected to increase in all the countries over the given period. That's it. Nothing complicated. Over the given period, कौन से sentence में आता है? I have to tell you again and again which one? Told you again and again?
Increase.
Increase.
Maximum वाले में नहीं आता है. That's it.
Maximum.
Yeah, remember that. It doesn't come in the maximum sentence. Okay. I hope it is clear for everyone. This much is the overview. Doubts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And then you give the data. So give the data. Okay, 0 tha, then increase. You can make two body paragraphs if you want. First from 1990 to 2010 and the second from 2010 to 2030. What will be the difference in the first body paragraph and the second? Can someone tell me? First is from 1990 to 2010. The second is from 2010 to 2030. Rennie, what will be the difference? First body paragraph.
First body paragraph in the past. tense,
Very,
and the second one in the future tense.
yeah. And the future tense using which words? Estimated, increase,
Estimated,
yeah, forecast,
expected,
yeah,
and
predicted, forecast,
predicted.
yeah, like that. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I give you one for homework. So let me know. अभी देख लो. अगर तुम्हें लगता है तुम्हें वो difficult लग रहा है तो अभी हम discuss कर लेते हैं. नहीं तो that's your homework. Do that one properly and then you'll say कि मेरे को future भी आता है. Future is done for me. That should be your next goal. कि एक बार future वाला tense लिख लिया तो मेरे को paper में आएगा. I'll be done with that. I can write the future tense. So the way I'm preparing you do that. Change वाला लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. I think you can write that. If you want to write it, you can, but I don't think it's necessary. The future is necessary to write though. Future may there are like you have to write it. I don't think you'll master it if you don't write it. So I would recommend write it, please. Okay, here. This is the one. Let's do this. So future भी हो जाएगा, percentage change भी हो जाएगा, दोनों लिखना. चलो सबसे पहले तो इसका करते हैं. Okay. So which country had the highest number of international tourist arrivals? Which region in 1995?
Europe.
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 Why? Which country? And it is expected that in 2030 also. Which one?
Europe.
Europe.
2017 increase.
No, increase.
Maximum.
This mean you're confusing both the things. अभी हम maximum कर रहे हैं. अभी increase नहीं कर रहे हैं. अभी top
Yes,
to
sir, maximum.
maximum कौन है पहले साल में? Europe. 2030 में भी कौन
Yes, sir.
expected है?
Europe, sir.
Europe.
क्या होगा? यूरोप क्या होगा?
यूरोप से 2013 में सर इंक्रीज होगा, ऐसे प्रेडिक्शन है सर.
नहीं तो गड़बड़ कर रही है ना. देख अभी दोबारा अभी हम इंक्रीज वाली बात पे नहीं आए हैं. लुक हियर, वी आर कंपेयरिंग व्हाट? टॉप टू
Bottom.
Top down.
कौन सा वर्ड नहीं आना? टॉप टू डाउन कौन सा वर्ड आना है?
Maximum.
मैक्सिमम सर.
ठीक है, अब तूने कौन सा नहीं बोलना?
इंक्रीज नहीं बोलना सर,
हाँ तो
मैक्सिमम.
इंक्रीज बोलने. अब देख इंक्रीज नहीं बोलना. अब बता फर्स्ट ईयर में कौन है मैक्सिमम?
सर यूरोप है सर.
सेकेंड ईयर में कौन एक्सपेक्टेड होगा मैक्सिमम?
यूरोप सर.
ये बोलना है मैक्सिमम. इंक्रीज नहीं आना, मिक्स नहीं करना.
नहीं है.
ठीक है, दोनों बहुत अलग बातें हैं. Completely different. Okay. Now you can talk about. अच्छा चलो बस इतना कर दो, इसको इतना छोड़ दो. अब इस वाले पार्ट से ओवरऑल में एक फीचर इसका लिखते थे, एक फीचर एवरेज एनुअल का. Which country, which region had the highest average annual growth rate?
Middle East.
Middle East. And which country had the least?
Europe.
Europe.
सर
That
यूरोप.
would be our second feature. Is that fine? देखो इंक्रीज
Yes, sir.
बता सकते थे तुम, बट वो बताने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि तुमने एक फीचर इस ग्राफ से बता दिया. तुम्हारे पास दो ग्राफ्स हैं. सो यू आर कवरिंग दिस ग्राफ ऑल्सो. दिस इज नॉट, दिस इज एवरेज एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट. तो इसकी भी तो कोई बात करोगे. तो द थिंग यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हियर इज कि इस कंट्री का मैक्सिमम है, इस कंट्री का मिनिमम है. दैट्स इनफ. इज दैट फाइन? एनीवन?
Yes, no increase and decrease or two maximum.
नो,
Yeah,
नॉट
that's
इंक्रीज एंड डिक्रीज. मैक्सिमम हियर. इसका भी क्या बता रहे हैं?
Maximum.
Maximum.
इंक्रीज डिक्रीज नहीं बता रहे. अब बताओ किसका सबसे ज्यादा इंक्रीज हुआ है? विच हैड द मैक्सिमम ग्रोथ रेट?
Middle East.
मिडिल ईस्ट. विच वन हैड द लीस्ट ग्रोथ रेट?
Europe.
Europe.
दैट्स व्हाट वी आर राइटिंग हियर. नो इंक्रीज एंड डिक्रीज. वो हम कहाँ पे लिखेंगे इंक्रीज डिक्रीज?
Years left to right.
Year में.
यस मैन, वो बॉडी पैराग्राफ में कर लो, इसमें मत अब करो बिकॉज यू हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड टू फीचर्स, वन फ्रॉम दिस ग्राफ, वन फ्रॉम दिस ग्राफ. इट्स इनफ. टू फीचर्स आर इनफ इन द ओवरव्यू. इज इट क्लियर?
Okay, sir.
ओके. एक गड़बड़ हो गई मगर. रीड दिस पार्ट. शिखा, व्हाट डज इट से?
And the percentage of change predicted.
सो
It is
जब ये लिखना
predicted.
है, ये प्रिडिक्टेड है. दिस इज नॉट द पास्ट का चेंज, दिस इज द चेंज प्रिडिक्टेड इन द फ्यूचर.
Future.
So we'll write this sentence in future. Which country is expected to have the maximum average annual growth rate?
Middle.
Middle
Middle
East.
East.
Which country is expected to have the least?
यूरोप.
Europe.
Expected or predicted. Use that here also when you're writing the average annual
Predicted.
growth rate, because it is not, it is a percentage of change. Predicted.
Predicted.
It's not what happened. It's the predicted change. Is it clear? Then
Okay.
you go with your body paragraphs. I'll say one body paragraph for this. So you'll mention it is expected to increase in all the countries, all the regions. And then you can go from one by one. You can mention one by one. For example, you can go 336 to 717, 110 to 282. This you can all combine 14, 18, and 20, and it is expected to reach this much, this much, this much. And finally, Africa, you can cover from 4 to 19. This is done. And then this one you can do. This one, if someone has done with me, then top to down. If someone has not done with me, I'll teach you this later when I do top to down. बट इसका मेथड और है लिखने का. इसको ऐसे लिखते हैं, यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा होगा, नेक्स्ट हाईएस्ट यहाँ पे होगा, थर्ड हाईएस्ट यहाँ पे, फोर्थ हाईएस्ट, लाइक दैट यू गो. एंड आई हैव टू टीच यू दैट ग्राफ. आई हैव नॉट टॉट यू दैट ग्राफ. सो if someone knows that graph, you write it like that. Otherwise, leave this part for the body paragraph now. Just cover. Okay, so ये वाला पार्ट बॉडी पैराग्राफ के लिए नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है. यहाँ पे हम लेफ्ट टू राइट कंपैरिजन नहीं कर रहे हैं. क्यों नहीं कर रहे? क्योंकि हमारा टॉप टू डाउन में ही एक फीचर बन गया और एक फीचर यहाँ पे टॉप टू डाउन में आ रहा है. हमें लेफ्ट टू राइट करने की जगह नहीं है अभी. 2 फीचर्स हो गए हमारे ओवरऑल के. इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir. Sir, you told that they
I'll
cannot.
see. I have compared top to down here. I got the answer as Europe. I compared top to down. I've got the answer as Europe. Have I got one feature from this graph till here? Nuria, till here.
What?
Leave this part. Have I got one feature till here? Maximum, maximum. One feature covered.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now what are we going to do? One feature from this graph. What's the
Yes.
feature we're writing from this graph? Maximum and minimum. That's it.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. So can we use from increase and decrease increase approach in here?
You can use increase here in all the countries, but that would increase the length of the overall. If you can use it quickly, like make a short sentence, and the number is predicted to increase in all the regions, it's fine. Don't like increase the length a lot. Try to say it in short. That in this case, it's easy to say, right? Because it is expected to increase in all the regions.
No, sir, I'm not talking about oral. I'm talking about main paragraph.
Yeah, there you have to do it.
Okay.
Where are you saying? For this part or this part? See, there are two graphs. One graph is this, and one graph is this. They're both separate. Are you clear why they're both separate? They're not related to each other.
Sir,
Yeah.
annual in the average annual growth rate, there is no increase because there is no other annual growth rate. They didn't mention
Yeah, there's no other data, Rennie, so we have to go top to down. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Nuria, here you'll have to go top to down. There are no 2 years. It's a completely different graph. You have to go top to down. Here you can do increase and decrease.
Okay.
Okay, done?
Yes.
Okay. I want to check your future language. I hope you get your future language correct. This is the graph that I'm sharing with you. I hope you write it. And when you write it and send, I'll check it and give you the feedback. If you have any problems, please ask. Yes.
Sir, I have to write average annual growth rate in body paragraph.
2. But you don't know top to down or you know top to down? Yusuf, have you covered top to down method with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then you can write. If anyone has not covered top to down method with me, don't write. If you have covered top to down method with me, write. If you haven't covered, I'll teach you. Next class, I'll teach you. Then you can write. पहले सीख लो, फिर लिख लेना. Doesn't matter. एक दिन late लिख लोगे. Write what you learn correctly and do it. Like ये खत्म हो जाए. For me, why am I giving you this graph? Yusuf, what's the main purpose? I want to check what?
Future tense.
Future tense. That's it. That I'll check for myself.
सर
Right?
सर
Yeah.
अगर हम नहीं लिखते तो भी कोई हर्ज नहीं है?
नहीं, एग्जाम में तो लिखना है.
नहीं
अभी
नहीं अभी
अभी नहीं लिखना. अभी नहीं लिखना. अभी नहीं लिखो. No problem.
अभी बॉडी पैराग्राफ में सिर्फ
This part. You cover this part. Increase in everything. ठीक है? That's it. Leave this part. Okay? एग्जाम में you have to write दो. Okay, anyone, any other doubts? देखो, पता है, a lot of you still get confused between maximum and increase. Are you clear between the difference? Maximum का मतलब क्या होता है? Maximum is a comparison with who?
More than 2.
Country.
It is a comparison between different things. Do you agree?
Maybe with
Others,
different
with
nations.
others, right? And what does increase mean? We are comparing with who?
Years.
In the years, data.
Yeah, the same thing over years. See here, we are comparing Europe only with Europe only. And what's the answer we are getting? Increase.
Increase.
Yeah,
Increase.
right. But now we are comparing what? We are comparing Europe with
Other countries.
other countries.
This one
That's
maximum.
yeah, maximum. So maximum is when we are comparing with others. Increase is when we are comparing with ourselves. We're comparing ourselves, but in another year. And we're telling whether we are going up or down. They're both different. Please don't replace them with each other. They have nothing to do with each other. They're completely different words. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So ये यहाँ पे बताओ ये क्या है? 4. Is it the least?
4. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
But it is क्या हो रहा है ये? क्या हो रहा है इसको?
Increase.
लीस्ट होगा तो देखो अब तुम लीस्ट कर दो और तुम बोलो लीस्ट इज डिक्रीज नो लीस्ट इज नॉट डिक्रीज इज कंप्लीटली अ डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट so please understand maximum has nothing to do with increase least has nothing to do with decrease they're both different concepts is that fine
Yes, sir.
okay okay जब मैक्सिमम लिखना है मैक्सिमम लिखना है जब इंक्रीज लिखना है इंक्रीज लिखना है जब टॉप टू डाउन करोगे तो मैक्सिमम लिखोगे जब लेफ्ट टू राइट करोगे इंक्रीज डिक्रीज लिखोगे I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, so I'll share this graph. Please write it, send it to me so that I can check your future tense and then we can move on to type 4 in the next classes. And reading class will directly have tomorrow. I've shared one reading, complete reading with you. देखो अगर तो तैयारी करनी है उसको print out करवा लो. You have the whole night, evening today. You have the whole day tomorrow. You can get it printed. Some of you are working at offices. You can get it printed at your office. Do that reading. We'll discuss the doubts tomorrow. Let's see how you do and do it in a time limit. Let's see. You only have to ask your doubts tomorrow. जो गलत हुआ पूछो कि मेरा ये गलत हुआ है. Please ask, tell me ये मेरा क्यों गलत हुआ है. That's what I want from you. Please do that. The reading is shared. Everyone has it. I'm sharing that reading. So do it and come tomorrow prepared. The class will be at 6 o'clock.
टुडे के
Yeah.
बहुत
Yeah.
अच्छा पढ़ाया थोड़ा और रीडिंग में यू टीच 2 to 3 टेक्निक्स सर मतलब स्पेशली वो मैच द फॉलोइंग में एंड
Yeah.
क्यूज में तो हम ऑप्शंस फर्स्ट टाइम रखते हैं ना वो आंसर 90% दैट ऑप्शन इज नॉट द आंसर समथिंग एल्स इज द आंसर
Because you
especially
get answers by matching keywords. वो तो जानबूझ के वो करते हैं धीरज.
हाँ 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 ओके नहीं सेम मैं मतलब फ्रॉम व्हाट माय एक्सपीरियंस जो पार्ट 3 का जो एमसीक्यूज होता है ना दे आर गिविंग 3 to 4 एमसीक्यूज
Yeah.
लाइक मैचिंग कीवर्ड्स एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग
Yeah.
थोड़ा करने के लिए जो